beautiful souls. It's Emily with Twins in Union. I hope that you are all doing well, and I hope that everyone had a lovely Valentine's Day yesterday. Today we have the new moon and a partial solar eclipse in Aquarius. So I wanted to do a reading for us so we can take a look at the energies going on. First of all, though, I just want to take a quick moment to say welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you all for being here. And as always, thank you all so much for your lovely comments and your kind words, your emails. I just so appreciate your presence in my life, and I also just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who took advantage of the special offer that I had for readings going. I've really enjoyed connecting with more of you and supporting you in your journey. So yeah, so let's talk about these energies. It's been a challenging start to the year. You know, in January we had 2 full moons, and that second one was a blue moon with a lunar eclipse, which was very powerful. So, you know, full moons are all about that energy of releasing, and so we've been doing a lot of releasing, a lot of letting go, a lot of emotional upheaval, triggers, ego stuff coming up, releasing a lot of fears, anxiety. And, you know, it's been a challenging start to the year. I've had a lot of people reaching out just saying, you know, it's been tough. So if you have been feeling, you know, challenged by the energies, then, you know, take a deep breath and know that this new moon that we have today is really going to bring in some fresh new energy. So we are wrapping up a big cycle of ascension and coming to a completion with that, and a whole new beginning is being ushered in. And tomorrow, February the 16th, is the Chinese New Year. So there's just, you know, a lot of energy of new, fresh beginnings coming in. And I think we are moving into the year of the dog, which I'm not sure about that, so don't take my word for it. But anyway, Chinese New Year tomorrow, new moon today, lots of new fresh beginnings coming in. So, you know, now is a good time to really, you know, think back to what you have been letting go of, and plant new seeds for what you want to manifest over the course of this next moon cycle. And you know, this morning when I woke up, I just felt like the energy today felt so much calmer, and just kind of like this exhale, like, you know, and it just felt really fresh and new. And where I live, we've had very harsh, very cold temperatures this winter, a lot of snow in January and the first part of February, and today it was just really mild and raining, and all of the snow was washed away, and it just felt like just really fresh and calming and cleansing and renewing. So I'm just feeling like this is this new energy that we're moving into. And so if things haven't kind of leveled off yet for you, then just trust that they will with what's coming through with this new moon. And then with this partial solar eclipse that we have along with this new moon, it's really going to support us in seeing from the higher perspective, and also starting to ask ourselves how we can align with our mission, with our soul's purpose. How can we start to serve humanity on a broader scale? How can we, make the world a better place? And, start sharing our gifts more. So, for me, I've really been feeling a lot of that energy of how can I expand on my mission? How can I start to share my gifts more? And I've really been feeling nudged by Spirit to, start to expand more with my gifts as a spiritual teacher. And, as twin flames, we are teachers. We, help other people learn about spirituality and support other people through their awakening. And, my, gifts involve being a spiritual teacher. And for the twin flames, part of why I started this channel was because, as a spiritual teacher, my gift is to support the Twin Flame Collective in transcending the limiting thoughts and limiting beliefs that keep you stuck. And when you can transcend that and shift your perspective and see from the higher perspective, that is like fuel that can help you power forward in your journey. From a place of more inner peace and really trusting in your intuition, trusting in your deep inner knowing, and really strengthening that spiritual muscle. So, anyway, Spirit is guiding me to start doing some videos on, teaching, spiritual teaching, which I'm still going to do my readings, so I'm not taking those away. I'm just adding in more. And, whenever I do my readings, I always integrate and weave in a spiritual teaching as I am doing that with using the cards as a tool. But now Spirit is wanting me to, I bought a whiteboard and, I'm getting into teacher mode. So I really wanted to ask you guys, I started this channel for you and to serve you. And so I just wanted to invite you to share anything that you might like to learn more about. Where are you feeling stuck? What obstacles have you been up against? What would you like to learn more about? Anything relating to the twin flame journey, divine masculine, divine feminine, anything relating to ascension. I'm also a certified holistic health coach, so if there's anything you would like to know about how nutrition or supplements can support you in your ascension journey, I have a lot of knowledge about that. So yeah, I just, felt guided to reach out to you guys, and you can just list a few topics or ask a question in the comments below. Or if you feel more comfortable contacting me privately, you're welcome to email me. My email address is twinsinunion@gmail.com. And yeah, I would just love to hear from you. And if you can just keep it short and sweet and simple, so, I'll start compiling a list of topics that people are interested in. So the more you can keep it short and sweet and simple so I can look at it and add it to the list, then that would be great. So yeah, I just look forward to sharing more of my gifts with you and diving deeper into some of these topics here. And I'm also feeling nudged to start doing some Facebook Lives. So if you want to check out my Facebook page, that would be a fun place for us to have some live interaction. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to, give you guys a sneak peek and a heads up on the direction that I'm going and how I'm expanding and growing. And it's all challenging me to, really tap into my own power. And I think that is a big thing that I'm really seeing in the cards here, is that this new moon energy is really asking us to, step up in our personal power and really you know, start making things happen, moving into a place of confidence in who we are as twin flames, as divine sovereign beings, and really shining and sharing our light and our gifts with the world, and you know, making this mission happen. So anyway, that's kind of my big news I wanted to share, and I guess it's time to turn the camera and we will dive into the reading. So here we go. Oh, it's 4:44 on the clock, so cool. All right, the angels are with us. 4:44. We are being divinely guided. Okay. So I've got my Valentine's Day candles here, still feeling the love, infused with the intention of passion and love. I've got the cards all laid out, so let's see, as far as the decks that I'm using, I have these cards on the outer edges for clarifying cards are from the Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. And I have my usual favorite deck, the Energy Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor for the energy cards. And let's see, at the very end I will do a romance message for us from the Divine Love Letters book, and I will wrap up with a oracle message from the Wisdom of the Golden Path, and that is by Tony Carmine Salerno. So I think that covers all of the decks that I'm using, and I thought I would share some of these underlying energies that were on the bottom of the energy deck. These cards are just beautiful. These cards on the bottom of the deck, we have Door to Spirit and the Sun, and I just really feel like this is, you know, part of the new energy that's being ushered in with this new moon. And you know, this door to spirit, it's this new beginning. Like I said, I feel like we are really wrapping up a huge cycle of ascension, where we've been doing this really major clearing, releasing, shadow work, inner child work, clearing past life stuff, ancestral stuff, and it's all leading to this beautiful door opening. And later this month, you know, on February 22nd, we have a really big portal gateway, the 222, and then since this is a number 11 year, then that adds up to 2, so it's like a 222-2 portal that's opening. So I feel like, you know, this is going to be a really beautiful new beginning, and with the sun here, it's, you know, an energy that is of illumination and joy and beauty and abundance and a lot of healing and just really bright new beginnings. And as we are continuing to move towards the spring equinox in March, this energy of the sun is starting to grow stronger and stronger. And as you can see, this is a number 1 here, and then we've got a 32, which adds up to 5, you know, that positive change and transformation that's taking place in order to manifest this beautiful new beginning. So, you know, take heart and know that, you know, all of this hard work that you have been doing and all of this releasing, you know, the last 6 weeks really with January and then leading up to now, it's been intense, but you know, that's hard work that's been well done, and this new beautiful beginning is going to be opening up for us. So stay positive. Good things are coming. Okay, so I have the divine masculine energies over on this side and the divine feminine energies over on this side, and then in the center here we have the union energies. And as always, I will start over here with the divine masculine, and I always ask what is the divine masculine thinking at this time of this new moon in Aquarius regarding his twin flame connection with his beloved? And the card that came up is patience. So I've really been getting this sense over the last, 6 weeks or so, like I was saying, with all of this releasing energy, that the masculine has been in this place of feeling like just really frustrated and just thinking about how he wants to make changes in his life. He wants to move forward. He wants to manifest. He wants to get stuff done. And it's just been like all these obstacles coming up, and the obstacles have been important because it's part of this cycle of ascension that is allowing him to release. But I just feel like the masculine has been doing a lot of purging, a lot of clearing, a lot of transmuting, lower vibrational energies in order to rise up into his divine masculine emperor king kind of energy. Releasing a lot of mental anguish and those heavy thoughts. And, it's all positive, but it makes him feel stuck and frozen and like things aren't happening. Like he just wants to be able to just press the fast forward button, and like make union happen without having to go through all of the nitty gritty steps to get there. It's like if he could just wave a magic wand and make it all happen. But this is something that is divinely guided, and we see this angel is holding this clock here, which also kind of reminds me of like the wheel. So right now in the northern hemisphere we are in this frozen kind of season, where everything around us is like dead and frozen, and it feels like nothing is moving, nothing is changing, there's no growth. But like I said, we are moving closer to that spring equinox, and things will start to melt and thaw, and that wheel will turn, the divine timing will kick in. And if you look closely, there's a big full moon here behind this ice angel, and I just feel like that's a reminder that these lunar energies that we've been having with all of this full moon releasing is tied in with the need for patience right now, because all of this full moon energy that's creating the releasing is a very important part of this spiritual path and this ascension. So we can't just skip over it. We need to like move through it. And it does take time and patience. So if you are a masculine watching this, just be gentle with yourself, be patient with yourself, and just know that, you're doing a great job. And even though it seems like things aren't progressing or moving, giving yourself this time to really go within and do the spiritual work is going to allow that wheel to turn when it is divinely timed. And so the clarifying card that went with the patience, I asked Spirit when I was shuffling, what is the divine masculine needing to be patient about? Please give us more insight. And so it's the love card. And I just really love this depiction of the love. We have this lion here and the divine feminine, so the lion's representing the masculine energy, and then we have the divine feminine here. And I feel like, the energy with this new moon in Aquarius is really coming through in this card, because I always think of the Aquarius energy as being like the high priestess. And then we have the North Node is in Leo right now. So we have a very powerful Leo influence here. So here we have, the feminine and the masculine together, and they're in this place of peace and harmony. You know, he is supporting her. He is providing her a place for rest and peace. And, you know, the lion is also a symbol of, you know, king of the jungle. So I just feel like this is the masculine really moving into his emperor energy, owning his divinity, owning that inner authority, really stepping into his truth, really owning his power, you know, really rising up and being that strong masculine energy to unite and support his divine feminine. And then we see these pillars here, which makes me think of the 11. So this is, you know, this time of awakening, a time of manifestation. We are in a number 11 year, and it's the two lovers coming together and uniting in this beautiful, harmonious energy. So yeah, it's being patient with this process of this divine love journey that we are on. And, you know, this patience card is a number 16, so the number 1 representing that new beginning, and the number 6 representing the lovers. You know, we have number 6 over here on this card too. So number 6 representing the lovers, the unification of heaven and earth, the balance, the harmony. And when we add the 1 and the 6 here in the 16, we get a number 7. So that's that number of the spiritual path. You know, and like I was saying, I'm a spiritual teacher, and my life path number is number 7. So the number 7 just really representing being on this spiritual path, and even though it feels like nothing's happening, just trusting that where you are is where you're divinely meant to be right now, and that things will come together. This love will come together and manifest in its own divine timing. So I thought those were really beautiful cards to see for the divine masculine. You know, like I said, he's really come a long way in his thinking. He's really been going through a lot of challenging ego, you know, dissolving and releasing, and it's just, he's still, you know, working some things out here, but it looks very positive. So so then I asked, what is the divine masculine feeling in his heart regarding his twin flame connection? And the card that came up is anxiety. So, you know, I feel like this points back to this energy that I was talking about, of how we are being challenged to really step into our power, to you know, claim that divine aspect of ourselves, and you know, tap into our inner confidence. And so this is, you know, like I said, the masculine has been doing a lot of transmuting lower vibrational energies, clearing a lot of old stuff, a lot of shadow work, a lot of purging, and it's really showing in this card here. And, you know, look at how much she's in her mental space. She's got both of her hands on her head here, and she's looking down. She's deep in thought. So there's just this feeling of nervousness, confusion, doubt. I feel like a lot of the divine masculines are in a place where they are wanting to reach out to their divine feminine, but holding back because of a lot of this anxiousness that is still, you know, in their heart, and they're seeking the courage, going within. And this lunar energy is really helping them and supporting them, and tuning into their intuition and going within and really getting clear. This is a number 18, so again, it's that number 1 bringing in this new beginning, number 8 representing a powerful shift of a movement forward. And we add the 8 and the 1 and we get that number 9, which is, you know, moving towards that completion of this cycle of ascension, and, you know, letting all of this anxiety just go, letting it go in order to move forward into this new beginning. And the clarifying card, I asked, you know, Spirit, what is it that the Divine Masculine is feeling anxious about in his heart? And, you know, two cards came up, and we have Ace of Fire and 9 of Earth. And immediately when these cards came out, it was just so clear, you know, he's feeling anxious about this manifesting and igniting this new beginning with his Divine Feminine. And, you know, he's needing courage in his heart right now to, you know, initiate this huge change, activate this spark of passion, reignite the connection, and reach out to his Divine Feminine. And we see her patiently standing here waiting, and she's surrounded by all of these pentacles. So Earth corresponds with pentacles, and you know, it's like she has her hands in prayer position. So she's in her spiritual nature here, and she's also been working really hard in the physical with all of these pentacles and manifesting abundance, and, you know, working on her health, getting her home in order, getting, you know, material things in her life and her surroundings in order, and really moving into a place of wholeness and a place of loving herself and completion. So we have the 9 of Pentacles here, but she is still, you know, ready to receive that 10th Pentacle, which is, you know, receiving her Divine Masculine in their union. And, you know, and he's sitting here feeling all anxious, and, you know, again, this is the fear that the masculine needs to overcome within the heart in order to, you know, manifest this new beginning, this passionate new beginning with his Divine Feminine. So, you know, I feel like I said, we are wrapping up stuff. So this, if you are a masculine and you have been doing a lot of this clearing and purging and, you know, emotional upheaval kind of energy, just know that that is wrapping up, and you are moving through that, and you will manifest this new beginning. It will be successful. So hang in there. Okay. Then I asked, what is the healing and transformation taking place on a spiritual level for the Divine Masculine at the time of this new moon in Aquarius? And the card that came up is 6th Chakra with Archangel Metatron. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the full moon reading that I did a couple of weeks ago with that blue moon, this card was in the Divine Masculine's heart space, what he was feeling. And so now we're seeing this card show up again for what is the healing and transformation taking place. So, you know, this lunar energy, like I was saying, I feel this lunar energy is really having a huge impact on the Divine Masculine, and really supporting him in going within and listening to his intuition. And we see this, you know, indigo blue dot on Archangel Metatron's forehead here, representing that third eye, that 6th chakra, which is that place where we, you know, tap into our intuition, where we envision our future, envision our dreams, where we have our clear perception. And I feel like a lot of the Divine Masculines are really clearing and overcoming a lot of old illusions. You know, they're being able to see clearly now. They see through other people's BS, and they see through all the illusions of the 3D matrix. Like, they're not buying into, you know, all of the conditioning, and they're starting to really tap into what their truth is. And, you know, getting clear on what their dreams and their goals are for their vision of their future. Not living according to what their family wants them to do, or what society thinks they should do, or what, you know, their friends think they should do, but living according to the vision that they see for themselves, that is aligned with their destiny, that is aligned with their soul's truth. And the clarifying card that came up with this is 10 of Water. And, you know, this is 10 of Cups. So this is a card that is all about emotional fulfillment. I mean, look at this adorable Buddha. He has the biggest smile. He is in his joy. He feels emotional contentment. He feels abundant within himself. He like has no cares. He's just so full of joy and happiness and bliss and abundance and love. And, you know, this is that emotional, like, bliss. So the Divine Masculine, this transformation and healing that he is going through, you know, by really tapping into his intuition, you know, seeing from the higher perspective and really grounding that. We see this number 40 here, so that number 4 representing taking this higher perspective from the divine and really grounding that and manifesting that in the physical world on the earth plane. Manifesting this complete joy and abundance and fulfillment and all of his dreams and wishes. Making that happen. Having it all. So this is really beautiful healing and transformation to see taking place for the Divine Masculine. And, you know, remember, we all have the Divine Masculine and Feminine within us. So if you are a Divine Feminine watching this, this is exciting energy for your own inner masculine as well. So you can look at this reading and, you know, look at your own masculine energy within you, because I know I'm feeling a lot of this right now too, where it's just like I'm envisioning my future and I'm envisioning, you know, what my goals are and what my dreams are, and manifesting that, bringing that down into the physical. So yeah, really beautiful, beautiful energies here for the Divine Masculine. So, okay, let's move on over to the Divine Feminine. So what is the Divine Feminine thinking regarding her twin flame connection with her masculine? And we had 2 cards come up from the energy deck, Victory and Appreciation. So I feel like, you know, the Divine Feminine has really been moving through a lot of challenging mental patterns as well in this releasing that we've been doing. And, you know, with this Appreciation card, this is a card of, you know, choosing, are you going to focus on the beautiful red rose, or are you going to focus on the thorns on the rose? And really shifting your thoughts into a place of, you know, seeing from that higher perspective, finding gratitude in the challenges, and really moving into a more balanced way of thinking, where you are able to know that the rose has the thorns, but that the thorns are part of what make the rose beautiful. And, you know, if we look at this in terms of true love, you know, in this twin flame journey, we know that, you know, true love is not all the rainbows and daisies and, you know, butterflies and, you know, it's not all peaches and cream all the time. There's a lot of thorns in a spiritual journey that's, you know, a path of ascension, where we are releasing so much and moving through these obstacles so that humanity can evolve its consciousness, so that we can heal all of these wounds from this old dysfunctional template and really start to ground in this template of divine love. And so I just feel like, you know, the feminines have been victorious in overcoming a lot of, you know, these limiting thoughts, or, you know, focusing so much on the thorn and not seeing the rose. They're really finding a lot of balance in that. This card is a 15, which is interesting because today's the 15th and it's the new moon. And, you know, when we add the 1 and the 5, it's the number 6. So it's the energy of the lovers. And it's just, oh my gosh, I'm just realizing, so for the masculine, we have the lovers, which is a number 6. We have patience, which is a 16. We have 15 here, which is a number 6. And the clarifying card here, which I will hold up in just a second, is a 15 as well, which is a number 6. So this is a really powerful message of both the masculine and the feminine in their mental bodies and their thinking, in their perception of the connection. They are really moving into a place of balanced thinking in the mind about, you know, this connection, about their beloved, being able to really appreciate this journey despite the challenges. And we see this light shining in over here behind her, you know, over the field of flowers. So it's a little bit darker on this side and a little bit lighter over here. So it's like, you know, bringing in this balanced perspective of, you know, the light and the dark, the thorn and the rose coming together. And it's leading to this success, this victory, you know, overcoming these thought patterns that have not served our highest good, you know, and we're moving out of that. It's like the energy I'm picking up from this is like the 6 of Swords, you know, where we are moving out of rough waters and it's going to be more smooth sailing. And, you know, we are successful in that. And this is a number 28. So, you know, when we add the 2 and the 8, we get that number 10. So it's the completion of this ascension cycle, and we are completing it successfully. And the number 10 is like a conversion point where we are completing it, we're wrapping it up, and we are moving into the new beginning. And we are moving into that new beginning with success. And I'm also noticing how much gold energy is really coming through in this card and just in the reading in general. A lot of that golden solar plexus energy. And the clarifying card that came up with this was temptation. So, you know, this is what I feel this is telling us is that the balance taking place here in the Divine Feminine's thinking is relating to her balancing, you know, seeing from the higher perspective, as well as, you know, the more 3D perspective. So I feel like this card is saying, you know, it's focusing on the 5D versus the 3D, and it's not saying that, you know, we shouldn't think about the 3D, but I'm saying it in terms of like with the connection, when we focus so much on the 3D, like needing them there by our side physically, needing to have the physical quote-unquote relationship, needing to have everything in our 3D physical world look a certain way, and if it doesn't look the way that we think in our mind that it should look, then, you know, that's like that big thorn that's just poking us in our side that's causing all this pain. And so now the Divine Feminine is really balancing that out in her thinking. And she's able to start to see from that higher perspective and understand the journey on these deeper levels, that is alleviating a lot of that pain of the thorn and allowing her to really appreciate the beauty and the fragrance of the rose, of the true love, and just really trusting, being in that place of trusting that, you know, this is divinely guided and it is coming together, and it doesn't matter so much, you know, what 3D looks like, because it's divinely destined. And it's not a question of like if, you know, it's just more of a question of when it's divinely meant to come together, and just really trusting in that. And so yeah, I just feel like the Divine Feminine is doing really amazing work and overcoming a lot successfully in her thought patterns. So beautiful. Okay, what is the Divine Feminine feeling in her heart? And we have the Angel of Strength. So, you know, I feel like this relates back to the cards that I was just talking about, where it's just like, you know, she's really overcoming a lot of the thoughts that were creating pain for her in the connection. And now she is moving into this place of really like getting into that warrior, that love warrior energy, where she is tapping into her inner strength. She's tapping into her personal power. She's tapping into that energy of the warrior. She's standing tall. She knows who she is. She knows her truth. And, you know, she's just really ready to like move forward and just do it in a way that is from a place of being really grounded in who she is as a divine sovereign being. And, you know, this is a number 50, and, you know, with a 5, we think of the positive change and transformation taking place. And 5 is also a number of action. So I feel like this is a time where a lot of Divine Feminines are starting to take more action, you know, whether that is in their soul mission, their life purpose, their work, their career, you know, their spiritual growth, their spiritual path. They're starting to really ground and take physical action in the physical world. And they are taking this action from their heart. It's a place of courage and strength and knowing their truth. I mean, when you look at this angel, just the look on her face is just, you know, I know my truth, I know who I am, I know what I want, I know what I need to do, and I'm going to make it happen. And again, we have lion energy here, you know, that Leo energy, which is all about creativity and love and passion and confidence. So how beautiful. And the clarifying card that came up with this is the Queen of Earth. There's just a feeling of peace and serenity with this card. And like I said, it's that energy of, in her heart, the Divine Feminine knows her truth, and she's in a place of being very grounded, very peaceful, very practical. You know, she has this sense of self about her and this air of authority about her. And, you know, this is with the Queen of Earth, she holds that pentacle. You know, she is bringing in abundance. She's taking action in her life that is bringing in, you know, not only financial abundance, but just blessings and gifts from the divine. So it's really beautiful energy here. And I'm noticing this white butterfly here on her shoulder representing purification and transformation. And again, the feminine stepping into her queen energy, stepping into that empress energy. Really beautiful. Okay, and so what is the divine feminine? What is the healing and transformation taking place for the divine feminine at this time of the new moon in Aquarius? And we have Magician and the Mirror. So I feel like this goes back to what I was saying about the divine feminine really starting to be taking action, you know, expanding on her mission, going into this place of balancing her masculine energy with this fire that he holds in one hand, and her feminine yin energy with this cool blue watery energy, and really balancing both of those. It's that beautiful yin yang, and balancing the inner masculine with the feminine energy. And the feminine energy is the intuition, the spiritual guidance that you receive from the higher realms. And then the masculine flame here is, you know, bringing that down and taking the action in order to manifest it in the physical. And so it's balancing both of these things. This is the cycle of creation. It involves both the feminine and the masculine energies working together in this balanced way in order to create. So it's co-creation. Manifestation through co-creation. And, you know, it's co-creating with the higher power, source, spirit, God, and co-creating with your divine masculine, whether that is energetically or, you know, in, you know, the physical in union. It's still igniting this co-creation process. And this is a 53, so again, that number 5 I feel here is looking to this energy of action, transformation and change through powerful action. And with that number 3, that goes back to that energy of the third energy where I was just describing, you know, working with the divine and also working with your twin flame connection to co-create and manifest your dreams, your goals, your life purpose, serving others, uplifting humanity, starting to raise awareness for those who are just now awakening. And then, you know, this is a card of manifestation, being in that energy of the magician. And with a new moon, this is a really powerful time to set your intentions for what you want to manifest. Plant those seeds of intention. You can do a journaling exercise and, you know, ask yourself, you know, what do I want to manifest over the course of the next moon cycle? And just make a quick list. And then you can start to write out, okay, once you have your list, then write out step-by-step action steps. Okay, what action steps, what are 3 action steps you can take for each thing that you want to manifest? And, you know, when we add the 5 and the 3, we get the number 8, which is that powerful movement forward. So, really beautiful. And if you look closely above his head, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's an infinity symbol. So it's, you know, that energy of the balanced giving and receiving, and the eternal bond, the unbreakable, infinite connection that we share with our beloved. And the clarifying card that came up is the 7 of water. So this would be like the 7 of cups. So the message that I was getting from, the Seven of Water with the Magician and the Mirror is, the Divine Feminine is really taking this time at this new moon to, pause and look at what are her dreams, what are her goals, what does she want to manifest. When we see this mermaid sitting on this beautiful flower, and she's surrounded by all these sea creatures. There's like all different kinds of fish and shells, and each one is representing a different dream and a different goal and something that she wants to create and manifest. And, take some time with this beautiful lunar energy to go within and, be like this mermaid and look at all of your dreams, look at all of your goals. What do you personally want to manifest? What do you want to manifest when you come into your union? Or how do you want to use this beautiful divine gift that twin flames have with this energetic connection, and use that to create and manifest in your life? And with the number 7 here, that goes back to that spiritual path. What do you want to manifest on this spiritual path? I just feel like the Divine Feminine is in a place where she is very fertile for manifestation and creation right now. So think about what creative gifts you have. How can you use your gifts to start taking action and making things happen in the world? This is just such a beautiful reading. I'm just soaking up all of the colors and all of the energies, and I just really feel like it's a magical time that we are moving into. Okay, so what is the energy of the union for both of the twins? And we have 3rd chakra with Archangel Chamuel. So this goes back to, this theme and this thread that has been going on throughout the whole reading of really, stepping into a place of confidence. The 3rd chakra is the solar plexus, and it's, if you just put your hand like right above your belly button, that is your solar plexus, and that is the seat of your personal power. That is your way that you think about yourself, your identity of yourself. So self-esteem, confidence, how you are shining your light out into the world. How are you sharing your personal gifts? How are you engaging with others from a place of personal power? Not a place of, the old template power that's like greed and corruption, not that kind of power, but, that empowered place from within, of knowing that you are a child of God, knowing that you are a divine sovereign being, knowing that you have these beautiful spiritual gifts. That is part of this Magician and the Mirror, opening up to your spiritual gifts and sharing that, standing in your strength with that strength card, the Angel of Strength, and overcoming the anxiety and the fear. And you can call upon Archangel Chamuel to assist you and support you. But I know, just over the last week or so, I've been feeling physical stuff in my solar plexus. So if you have been, feeling some stuff there, that could be some ascension symptoms relating to this solar plexus energy that's coming through. I've been just having a lot of gurgling in my gut. You might be having some digestive type symptoms, maybe some increased bloating, a little bit of digestive discomfort. But I feel like that's just part of this clearing and readjusting and balancing our third chakra. So yeah, this is beautiful. This beautiful golden energy really coming through powerfully here, which also reminds me of, you know, the energy of oneness and unity. And it's a 37, so again, this is a number 10 when we add it up. So it's completing a cycle and moving into a new beginning from a place of confidence and empowerment within us. And that's 7 again for the spiritual path. You know, this is our ascension. And so as far as the clarifying cards for this, 4 cards popped out. And I was like, really? But, you know, it made sense. When I looked at all of them, it's just kind of, I think, like Spirit is giving us a message of, you know, what we are clearing out and what we are bringing in, how we are balancing our third chakra. So, you know, we have 9 of air and 3 of air. And so these cards are, you know, that mental energy, the air energy. And we see with the 9 of air here, it's like all these thoughts represented with these birds that are flying around her. And, you know, it reminds me of this anxiety card. It's this energy. You know, this is like 9 of swords. So it's worries, anxieties, you know, sleepless nights, being up with deep fears rising to the surface, not being able to sleep, letting all of that go. And then we have the 3 of air here. So that is that heartache, that grief, that pain in the heart. Really releasing all of that. I feel like this is a lot of what we've been letting go of over the last 6 weeks. And there's actually a really strong connection between the gut and the brain. And, you know, the gut is referred to as like the second brain. And when you think about, you know, when you get nervous, you know, you feel it in your gut, and it might even, like, you know, affect your bowel movements, you know. But a lot of it is like coming from the thoughts that we're having, you know, that creates that anxiety, that pit in our gut. So this is like clearing that out, like from the third chakra. And then these other 2 cards I felt like were what we are balancing and what's coming in. And so we have 6 of earth here, which is, you know, 6 of pentacles. So that's all about really balancing the energies of giving and receiving, really moving into a place of harmony, equality. And we see, you know, the image of the deer, which is a totem animal representing peace and serenity and light. So I feel like, you know, we're clearing out a lot of this old mental anguish and pain in our thoughts, moving into a place of balance. And then we finish off with the 2 of water. So this is the 2 of cups. This is the 2 twins coming together in a place of harmony and emotional stability and balance. So, you know, I hope that makes sense. It's like this is all what we are balancing and clearing in that third chakra. Releasing all of the anxiety and moving into a place of beauty and balance and harmony with our beloved. So that wraps up the energy cards and the clarifying cards. And then I'll share a quick romance message, and then we'll finish up with the oracle cards to wrap it up. So, okay, I've got Divine Love Letters book. This is available on Amazon if you want to purchase it. I love it. It's channeled messages from Twin Flames to Twin Flames. And I was guided to read message number 152. Okay, so just as I'm reading this, pretend that this is a message to you from your beloved. Oh, and I'm in book 1. There's 3 different volumes. Okay. I'm sorry that it's taking me so long to get stuff together, to get me together. I've had a lot of learning, a lot of growing to do. Most of the time, I feel like a frightened boy inside. Frightened of messing up and wasting my life, but also frightened to make a move and do something about it. Be strong for me. I really need that. I need to see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and that there's a light that will bring us back together. I really want to spend our lives together. You are the only one I want to grow old with, spend each passing summer and winter with, spend my life with, share my life with. Please stay strong and be with me. I think that there's a lot of powerful messages in that tie into this reading. One is, just remember that your beloved is human, and they have like a little inner child inside of them that is nervous and anxious and wanting to just try to do the best they can and just being scared. So it's just a message to remember to have compassion in your heart. Even though they do things that can be confusing and hurtful and not make sense, it comes from this place of fear. And to just try to hold that space of compassion in your heart for them, and remember that they have an inner child inside of them that is scared and just trying to do the best they can. And the other powerful message is, be strong for them. This is an energetic connection, and the more that you can be this angel of strength for your beloved, that will support them and lift them up. I've heard other twin flames describe it as, it's like your beloved is sinking in quicksand, and your strength is what helps lift them up out of the quicksand. So, if you are in a place where you can tap into this energy, this warrior energy, and hold that space energetically, help give them that strength and be that shining light that, can help guide them home. And you shine your light by sharing your gifts. That's why the mission is, quote unquote, so important. And the mission can just be being a light worker and just being who you are, letting your light shine, smiling at people and spreading light and love when you go shopping at the mall, or just sharing who you are as a twin flame with family and friends. And it's so powerful. It's the little things that can be so powerful. So I think that that's a really important message from that divine love letter. Okay, so now we will wrap up with the oracle cards, and I will start with the card for the masculine. So the masculine got nature. I hope you guys can see that. the lighting, and it's starting to get dark outside, so I hope that the lighting is okay. So I'm going to read from the book on how Spirit is offering this guidance for the Divine Masculine. In the coming months, you achieve more with less effort. This nature card reflects harmony and self-confidence, which results in greater productivity. Your intentions are in alignment with your true nature. There is a sense of destiny about you and all that is unfolding. This is a blessed and fortunate time for you. Be wise and mindful of the sacred power that you hold. Be positive, humble, strong, and grounded. Feel your connection to the earth. Be aware of the ground beneath your feet. Doors open with little or no effort, and previously blocked paths are clear of obstacles. There is harmony in your inner and outer world, and all you desire comes to you. And the affirmations are, I am one with nature. I am one with the earth and stars. I use my power wisely and with great effect. I create harmony through love and acceptance. I achieve my goals with ease. So, as I was reading that, I was remembering this patience card. And I feel like the strong message that was coming through here is just letting you know, Divine Masculine, that, you know, it's like this message of surrender, to allow and to trust, and, you know, it's almost like trying so hard that it's creating more resistance. But, you know, all obstacles will clear and the path will open up when you can surrender and move into that place of allowing and just trusting and moving forward and going with the flow. And getting out in nature is very grounding, and it can really, you know, help clear your mind, you know, move that energy down out of your head, and, you know, really get into your heart, and, you know, get out of your head. And nature is so healing and so soothing and so grounding. So if you live somewhere where you can, you know, get out into the trees, get out into the forest, go on a hike, really feel the energy of Mother Gaia, like, healing you and grounding you and supporting you. And good things are coming your way. And, you know, it was talking about confidence too. So really tap into that solar plexus energy. That reminds me, I'm doing a 14-day healing with another YouTube channel right now, and the new moon meditation was for the solar plexus, and it was really beautiful and very powerful. She brought in the energy of Yeshua, Jesus, to work on clearing and balancing and healing the third chakra. So I'm going to put a link for that in the description box below if you want to check that out. Okay, so let's look at the oracle card for the Divine Feminine. And we have Sea of Love. So it says, bless your past, let it go, and embrace the present. This card signifies a positive change which comes through releasing negative feelings associated with your past. Your feelings of guilt or regret stem from a misconceived notion that if you had acted or chosen differently in the past, things may have turned out better in the future. Yet in thinking this way, you fail to see the positive effects your past actions and choices have had on both yourself and others. If you look closely and objectively, you will see the positive side also. Life is forever changing in accordance to the higher will of your soul. From a soul level, nothing is a mistake. In fact, there is no such thing, because on a higher level, everything serves a purpose. There is a cosmic rhyme and reason for everything, and even though we may not see it, all of our experiences enrich us in some way. All helps to expand our awareness of life and love, and through this our wisdom grows also. And the affirmations are: I focus on the power of now. I bless and release the past in the knowing that all has served a higher purpose. I embrace ever greater spheres of love. So I was really seeing these two cards that came up for the Divine Feminine in her mental space, and especially this one with the rose and appreciation. So, you know, it's letting go of the past, really allowing yourself to be fully present, and really trusting that all of the thorns in the rose are still serving your highest good and serving the purpose of your journey, and allowing you to grow and learn and heal and be on this spiritual path. And, you know, it's those thorns that can actually ask our heart to expand even more and more and more into this place of love, this sea of love. So how beautiful is that? Okay, well that wraps up this reading. I hope that it was helpful for you and helped bring you some clarity and guidance in your journey. And if you would like to book a private reading, I will post information about that in the description box below. I have a 1-hour reading that is just like this, where it's using the clarifying cards and the energy cards, looking at, you know, what you're thinking and feeling for each of you. And then I also have a 40 to 45 minute reading and a 20 to 25 minute reading. So you can find a reading that, you know, is comfortable for your budget. And I would really love to support you in your journey. So I'm sending you all so much love and light, and wishing you many blessings with this new moon. Take care. Bye-bye.